all be free from illness. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. May all see what is auspicious. Ma kaschit dukkha bhaga bhavet. May no one suffer. Om Shanti. 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 Om peace, peace, peace. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. It's not me alone. We all like to be happy. But here the prayer that let everyone be happy. And let everyone be free from suffering illness. Let they see the auspicious things, and at the same time, they should not have any type of suffering anywhere. So think of it. It's not praying for oneself, it's praying for each and everyone. Who can do that? A devotee only can do it. How we can say a devotee can do that? Because a devotee means he believes in the existence of God, the first thing. Unless and until you are believing that there is God, obviously you are not a devotee. The God is there, I accept that. And then is a broad-minded person. Narrow, sectarian, he cannot be a devotee. So the devotee is the first quality that one should have the complete faith in the existence of God. Second, he should be broad-minded so that he can always pray for others, think of others, for the betterment of others. And the devotee realizes that there is nothing but God. That is the ultimate goal of a devotee. There is nothing but God. A devotee feels that creating problem or criticizing others is hurting the God himself. So these are the qualities of a devotee. So obviously, the Lord, the Sri Krishna, in the Bhagavad Gita, he is asking his beloved friend and disciple, Sri Arjuna, to be a devotee. And he said, Bhava mad bhakta. Here mad means mine, that means Krishna's. Some people, they translate that you should be a devotee of Krishna. But it's not like the Krishna that we know, the Krishna that we see, the Krishna with the flute, Krishna with the Radhika. It is not that Krishna, it is Krishna everywhere, all pervading, that consciousness. Otherwise, again, we'll make the mistake. That is the problem. When we come to God, we think this is the only God. And we start thinking this particular form, this particular way is the only way. Now, a devotee should not think in that way. When the Krishna means is all pervading. Friends, many a times I said that happened, a very unique incident that happened when I was in Arunachal Pradesh. I used to visit different parts of Assam. And very close to our ashrama, nearly 50 miles away, there was a township. I visited that place. One young boy who took initiation from Ramakrishna Mission, he invited me to visit his house. They were developing an ashrama of Sri Ramakrishna. They constructed a temple, right, okay. I visited his house, but his father was a very strong Vaishnava. And he never liked that his son should take initiation from Ramakrishna Mission. Because in Ramakrishna Mission we worship Kali, Durga, Krishna, Rama, all. So they are a little bit confused. Now, God means only one, and that is Krishna. So his father never liked the idea of the son, And son is grown-up son, so naturally he was also telling, no, that is your path, this is my path. I went over there and I was in between them. So I was not knowing what are the background of the father and the son. Mother was supporting the son anyway. So they put that old man inside a room and from the outside they locked it so that he should not come out. He was a very aggressive type of Bhakta. So but I was sitting in there and waiting for a cup of tea, and suddenly that person came. He took the help of the grandson to open the door, and came over there, and he started dancing and say, Krishna is the only God, Krishna is the only God. I thought, my God, what happened? Then hearing him, the son and the mother, they came and, come, you should not. Then I understood that there is this conflict. Then I told, Krishna is the only God. Why you are unnecessarily taking him away? He is telling the right thing. Then he stopped and said, do you also worship Krishna? I said, of course. Instead of apart from Krishna, there is no other God. Krishna is the only God. So is it? But they were telling that some Ramakrishna, and that I will tell you afterwards. But Krishna is the only God. Please sit. Then when he sat and I told, but which Krishna you worship? The Krishna with the flute, or Krishna standing driving the chariot of the Arjuna in the Kurukshetra, or the Krishna that said, Sarvata Panipadam Tat, Sarvata Akshi Shiromukam, Sarvata Srutiman Loke, Sarvam Abritta Tishtati. Do you worship that Krishna? That each and everything that you see, all the heads, all the eyes, all the faces, each and every being that you see is me. Do you worship that Krishna? He told, anyway, no problem, please take tea. I understood that. Maybe Sanskrit was a little difficult for him and he understood it. If you have to be a devotee, you have to have the broad mind and true understanding. Otherwise, it becomes sectarian and narrow, very difficult. All the conflict that we see in the world, all through history, pages after pages, only in the name of religion, people are cutting each other's throat. Why? Misunderstanding. They think that they are devotee, but they don't understand what is a devotee. Who can be a devotee? The devotee means broad-minded. When a devotee of Rama see that devotee of Christ is praying over there, he should also pray, oh, so good. So that they are going to God through that particular path. A devotee will see that some people are sitting on the street and praying. He will feel good. He is calling my God in that particular name. The God is everywhere in different form, in different name, but it is my God only. That is a devotee. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, if you see, wherever people are praying, he is going over there, joining with them, and he is so happy. There was a group of people, the Brahma Samajis. There was a little rebel children of Hinduism because they were doing Hinduism but without any form. It was a new idea, new concept they are thinking in that way. Sri Ramakrishna went over there. Sri Ramakrishna worshipped goddess Kali. Sri Ramakrishna worshipped Krishna. Sri Ramakrishna worshipped Shiva. And that same Sri Ramakrishna went over there and sat with them, prayed with them, and appreciated their prayer, and then slowly guided them. He never said, hey, these people are all making mistake. No. And this is Bhakta. Who is the devotee? Broad-minded. Who is the devotee? Clear idea about God. Who is the devotee? Who has understood that God is the only being and nothing else. So I cannot criticize anyone. I cannot. It's God's will only. So this is the unique way we have to understand who is a devotee. Now, it was the time for the Lord Krishna to leave this world. As a part of the Bhagavatam, if you read that, very sad, the Krishna decided that he should leave the world. But the situation there, and Krishna raised that particular clan, Yadu. Yadu means Yadavas. They became really very strong. And even after the Mahabharata war, almost all people, they were killed, the young people. Yadava clan was protected. They were there. Though they also participated in the Mahabharata war, but they were safe. They went back after the war. And then they started patting the back of themselves. They see, look at us. All those people are dead. We are the only strong people. We should rule the whole world. We are strong, like that. And this egoistic way they were behaving. Wherever there is ego, God cannot be there. Even his own son, Krishna's own son, he misbehaved with the holy people, the rishis. Krishna never supported him. So that is the God. So to become a devotee means you have to be very, very careful. The God is always with the truth. God will never support, even if you are a relative of a God, son of a God, God will never support you. So who is the devotee? Clear idea. God only support him or her who are doing good always, all the time, and no ego at all. Now Krishna was there at that time. They became very egoistic. Many of you know the story. And a few very the highly spiritual people, they came to meet Krishna. Now the situation is like this, all over the India, the vast India. It is not the India that we see today. It was right from the Afghanistan up to the Singapore, the whole India, the greater India. And almost everywhere young people are dead. No kings are there, little chaotic situation, what will happen? So they came to talk to Krishna. So what is going to happen? How we can survive? After the discussion, when they were going back, you can imagine a few young people, they were loitering, they were chit-chatting. Then they saw the rishis are going. Rishis are the very simple dressed people, matted hair, long beard, and they are walking. They are all the kingly people, so they were having some fun. Like, let us go and see these people, let us go have fun with them. Krishna's son, Sambhu, he took something and made his body as if a pregnant woman and dressed like a woman. And the other friends took him before those and told, hey, you people are far-sighted rishis. You can see the past, you can see the future. Can you please tell what this lady is going to give the birth, a son or a daughter? They immediately understood, tried to avoid, but they were going on pestering. Then one of the rishis said, he is going to give the birth of a Mushala, and that will destroy all your race. And the race means the Krishna's race, the Yadava Kula. And Mushala means the iron bar. That he is going to, because he was spitting all this. And truly from his body came a piece of iron bar, and they were afraid what is going to happen now. Instead of come to Krishna for the advice, they went to other Yadav kings. Look at it. They were not coming to Krishna, not that they were afraid, but they were thinking what Krishna will do. Rather, we will go to the powerful people. Krishna was humble, but his power was everything. They couldn't understand that. They went to the other Yadav leaders and they told, make it small, small pieces and throw it in the water. so it won't harm us. But that did harm. You know the story. All the small pieces were stuck with the one type of strong grasses on the top of the grasses, and it became like the arrow. Then one day when all people went over there to bathe, and when they were bathing, something happened, and these people, very angry type of people, very egoistic, they started fighting, and they took up those grasses to beat others and started killing. And you know that system is, if you kill someone of my family, I will also kill somebody of your family. That is the rule. Eye for an eye. So like that way they started killing each other. Riot broke out in the whole city. They started the killing people, burning the properties. Krishna was there. The king, he was there, but calm and quiet. He was not mentioning anything. Then the situation went completely, no one was there to control. Then some of the Yadavas, they came to Krishna, where we will go. Now these people have gone mad, we cannot control them. Then the Krishna told, you better go to Pravasha and go and meditate over there, you will be saved. Those who came to Krishna, the God, the Lord is giving them advice, you better go over there and save yourself. Look, another group of people came, they were the rishis and the munis. They told, where we will go, you better go to Naimisharanya, another part of there the Lord Vishnu is constantly watching and no sin can enter into it, you better go to Naimisharanya. They left. But none of them thought what will happen to Krishna. Krishna was alone. None of them thought. They didn't think about the God. Of course, they came to God for advice. He gave them advice and they were saved. One point. So if you go to God, God will guide you. But then they didn't think about God, so they are not devotees. Because they were not having the love for God. And the faith of God, that they went to God, they prayed to God, God guided them, but they are not devotees. Who is a devotee? Only one person. He came to Krishna and he told, Lord, will you be here? Because slowly, everything is now, they are killing and destroying. They will come over here too. What is your idea? What you are going to do? He said, no, I will be here. 125 years I have lived on this world. And whatever the mission was there, I have completed. Now it is time for me to go away. Then he sat at the feet of the Krishna. Well, hey, why you are sitting here? They won't kill me. They won't be able to do that. But they will kill you. Go away. All are leaving. Oh, no. Whatever will happen to you, that will happen to me too. If I have to die, I will die at your feet. I am not going to leave you. That is a Bhakta. And that Bhakta, his name is Uddhava. He was a great devotee, Uddhava. Why this cool here? That they have forgotten that it is a winter. Okay, so let us continue. So this Uddhava, he sat over there and he said, Lord, I cannot survive without religion. And religion is based on you. You are the main person in the religion. So please tell me what I should do. Either you allow me to stay with you over here or guide me. So one after another advices he gave to Uddhava. And slowly, that became Uddhava Gita. Many of you, a separate book that is also part of the Bhagavata, but it's the Uddhava Gita. Gita means the teaching. And that Uddhava, he was going on asking question, and Lord was giving them the reply. In one part, he told that you be a devotee. You go to a holy person, learn from him, and you be a devotee. If you become a devotee, then automatically you will get the blessings of God, guidance of God, protection of God. Now we come to this point. Who is a devotee? And he is asking, Uddhava is asking, how I will know that I have become a devotee? Who can be a devotee? Then the Lord Krishna is mentioning, Gatva gatva atho ye boi mam yavan yasyashmi yadrishaha. Gatva gatva, slowly, slowly, you have to know about me, Mam. Mam means the God, the Supreme, and who is all-pervading, all-powerful, all-merciful, and everything. But that you cannot understand at a time. You have to understand it slowly, slowly. Gatva, gatva, slowly, slowly. Bhajanti ananna bhavena. Bhajanti, then worship me, ananta bhavena, one-pointed mind. Sometimes some devotees say, when I was meditating on Ma Sharadamani Devi, Ma Kali came in front of me. Shall I continue meditation? And when I am continuing meditation on Kali, then suddenly Ma Durga came. Shall I continue? They are all the parts of the Shakti. But you have to choose one to concentrate your mind. They are all the same power. And that is the reason they take the initiation, because mind is always trying to take you out from the concentration. And mind is so subtle, and they will be playing with you, and our minds are very, very clever. The moment you are trying to think Rama, they will think of Shama. And when, okay, you like Shama, if you think Shama, you will come to Rama. Always jumping like this. The mind is like a naughty child. If you just hold his leg and he will go somewhere else, he will do a different type of thing. So we have to control the mind. No. Our Guru has asked me to meditate on this, I am going to meditate on this only. So that is why Guru Karana, accepting a Guru, a spiritual guide, is necessary. So that whatever the Guru says, and I have given the word to my Guru, I will listen to you. And by that way, you are concentrating, and that helps. So gatva, when you are listening again and again about God, then slowly, slowly you are developing complete idea about God. How is God? Arjuna, he was telling, see so many problems. You are the God, you can solve it right now. He said, why should I? This is your problem. I am not going to solve this problem. You have to solve the problem. Now we think we will go to God with lot of fruits and sweets, maybe $100 bill also we can give to God, and God should solve our problem. God is not going to do that. God will never do that. You know why? It is your karma, so you have to undo it. That is the way. And what he will do, he will give you. Then the Lord is asked, when the Krishna, Arjuna is asking, why you cannot help me? He said, no, I won't. But what you should do, you should stand up, you should fight. This is your fight. But what I will do, give you the right type of thinking. How God bless us, Buddhi yogam dadamaham. Buddhi is the determinative capacity. Mind means it is deviating all the time. Shall I do this or shall I not? Shall I do this or shall I not? That is called mind. And buddhi, decisive faculty. I am going to do it. Whatever happens, happens. So that buddhi I will give. The Lord said, buddhi yogam dadamaham. I will give you the buddhi. I will give you the intellect. But you have to fight. Then sometimes some people, they become, at the young age, they don't understand. They become associated with some bad company and the narcotics and all these things. They have to come out. Doctor can help. Medicine can help. Other people are always there to guide. But he has to tell himself, I am going to be all right. I am going to be all right. Then you will be all right. So this, from inside, the strength should come. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, what is Vedanta? Self-confidence. The more and more you are having the self-confidence, you are that. So this self-confidence will come if you have the faith in the existence of God. How God will help? By giving buddhi. Lord, I am going to do this. Do you think it will be all right if I do like this? You are asking God. And then taking His prayer you are going. You will see God will properly guide you, and exactly at that moment you will have that type of thought and you will do that type of work, you will be successful. God is always there with you, but you have to do. God will never do on your behalf, but God will do on your behalf everything. If you are completely surrendering, like a small baby on the lap of the mother, for that baby, mother will do. For the 5 years or 6 years old, mother say, go, bring that, do it. But for the baby on the lap, mother will do everything. So if we can completely dedicate ourselves and depend on the mother, the God, God will take care. But we have to understand God slowly, slowly. So God is with Arjuna. And Arjuna is having some difficulty to take the decision. He prepared himself for 12 years to fight a war, because they are Kshatriyas, the military clan. So obviously, it is their duty. Now when he came to the war field, when he saw the people standing over there, and in a day or two all they will die, either this side or that side, the people are going to die only, then the man like Arjuna also broke down. He thought, for why? For a piece of land? For a little administration? I am going to kill my grandfather, my teacher, my brothers, all my friends, only for this? So he told Krishna, no, I am not going to fight. In the beginning, the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is thoroughly confused. But he told, oh Krishna, take my chariot in the middle of both the warriors, and let me see who has come to die in my hands. But the moment he saw his own people, not that Arjuna was kind enough, he could kill all the unknown people. But when he saw his own people, then he said, no, I am not going to fight. Krishna didn't say anything. You read that Bhagavad Gita in the first chapter, Krishna was quietly listening, all the arguments. But when he said, please guide me, I am thoroughly confused. What was the guidance of the Krishna? Klibhyam masmagamo partha. Give away all these weaknesses. Klibata. Give away all these weaknesses. Because you have born to do it. This is your duty and you must do it. You have to fight. And that is the guidance of the God. The God, if you are a devotee, God will always guide you in this way. And what happened? Progenies after progenies. And we are all praising Arjuna. Arjuna, the hero. Arjuna did all these things. Everybody. Now, the mothers, they keep the name of their boys Arjuna, thinking that Arjuna, he will become a hero like that. So made him hero? Lord himself. How? By guiding him. So if you become a devotee, you get everything. So this is said, but you have to understand God, who is all pervading, all pervasive, everywhere, eternal. And then choose him and concentrate your mind to understand him. A devotee must see darshana. Darshana means see. That's why the people, they go to different holy places. There's a beautiful temple that you have constructed. I came here before also, the same hall. I talked to some devotees. Many of you were present. So now, when you come over here, you are a devotee, you are Hindu, you are having the faith. But when you come over here, you think, oh, this is a place of God. Your house is also a place of God. The McDonald's, that shop, also a place of God. And when you are on the street, that is also a place of God. But when you come over here, you feel this is a place of God. Why? Because everything is set up like that. And whenever people come over here, they always try to pray, try to believe, try to devote, and that slowly the atmosphere is changing by that way. Hundreds of people, when they are thinking the same way, an atmosphere will change. An unknown person entering into this place immediately will get that idea. So something is very good over here, because so many devotees, they came, they prayed, they sang, and they were loving God. All are surcharged in this atmosphere. So that is the devotee. They must darshana, they must go to a temple or a holy place and they must see God. God is everywhere. But at the same time, God is very special in the temple. So when you are going to the temple and seeing God, sparshana, you must touch. Because sometimes they go and touch the temple, and they don't allow, of course, to touch the deity. And if they allow, then so many people are coming and touching, there will be problems. So they say from here only. So purohita. So he is the person, the priest is called purohita. What is the purohita? Puro means agre. Puro means in advance. Hita, for your good. So that person is supposed to pray on your behalf. So he is there, little advance, and he is going to pray on your behalf to God. So they are called priest, purohita. All cannot go, but I can go and touch at least the steps. That will be sufficient. The sparshana. Then worship, archanam. When you are worshipping, then you are bringing the flowers and the sweets and the fruits, and also offering. So you are going and asking the Lord, Lord, I know everything is yours, but I have brought this little thing for you, please accept it. So that way you should do the archana. Then paricharja, serving. That you are cleaning the floor and sometimes cleaning the window panels and doing this, doing that, all voluntary work that they do. That is also the work of the devotees. And stuti, praising. Now the lady, she was singing about the Sri Ramachandra. Oh Rama, you are inside my heart, you are sitting there. So there's a beautiful song she was singing, and very melodiously. And if you are, or she, the person who is singing, understand the meaning of those words, that is called stuti. That is called praising the God. God, you are all pervading. God, you are all love. God, you are so kind. God, you are inside my heart. And when we are singing, sometimes the singers, they will sing Anup Jalota, they will sing, but they don't go with the meaning of it, because they don't have time for that. But if you go with the meaning, you are a devotee. If you are singing to get the appreciation from the audience, you are a singer. But the same song, when you are singing and realizing the meaning of those each and every word, and your mind is carried with that, you are a devotee. The same thing. Everybody is sweeping their own floor and cleaning and all that. But if you are doing it for God, you are a devotee. Everybody is cooking. But if you are cooking for God, you are a devotee. So anything that you do for God, you are a devotee. So wherever, whatever we do, if we only understand this, we truly develop our spiritual power. We are coming to the temple when we are children and then leaving the whole life and they doing this, doing that. But unfortunately, we do not understand how to develop. That's why I took up this idea, the topic. Let me discuss about how one can become a devotee. We feel ourselves devotee. At the time of introduction, they will say, he is a very old devotee and associated with this temple for last 30 years. But is he or she is a devotee? How you will understand that he or she is a devotee? This comes. Now, what is the problem? Why this happens? Why we can't become devotee? Two problems are there. If you can remember the Sanskrit word, Sanskrit name, it will be very good. One is apa smriti. Apa, negative, bad, smriti, memory. Bad memory means they don't remember that God is there. They think whatever we are doing, no one is watching. You go here, the Jagannatha having no eyelid, he is constantly watching. The Jagannatha, Jagat means the Jagat, the universe, and Natha means the master. He is the master of the whole universe. But the very peculiar thing, he is not having any eyelid. Did you notice that? The Lord is not having the eyelid. Why? Because he is watching all the moment, 24 hours. Not a moment he is sleeping, constantly watching. The Hindu gods never sleep. Constantly watching. No rest. Shakshi. Shakshi means the witness. He is witnessing everything. If you are doing something good, and after that you think, oh, people didn't notice that I did so many good things. No, Jagannath is noticing it. The Lord is noticing it, recording it, and he will get the all reward afterwards. But if you do it for whatever you are going to do, you are going to give a blanket or two to the poor people, and you have taken 5 cameramen and the newspaper, the reporters, see, I am giving the blanket to this old man. Hey, old man, look at the camera. Then that is good, but you won't get the blessings of God. Why? God knows that you are doing it for yourself, not for God. But if you truly love people, even if you cannot give anything, if you pray for them, the God will notice it. That they are truly good people, they are caring for. Why? Because each and every one is nothing but God. You, the going to give, and the person who is there to receive, both are God's. Now, why at this moment I am separated from God? Because I have the ego and I think this is me, this body, this mind, and the related with this body and mind. I am devotee. Then you have to think, I am everywhere. And things will completely change. Sometimes I say, sometimes they say, oh, I belong to this particular linguistic group and this particular religion, we will fight with others. And when they are going on thinking constantly against the enemies, what happens? Your mind is constantly thinking about enemy. And with that enemy thought, you die. Next life you will be in that camp. What you will do? You went to fight with them with all hatred and constantly thinking in your mind. And it says in our Hindu scripture, the right moment of your death, the exact that moment, whatever thought will be there, you will take birth. Next life you will be there. So if you are thinking about your enemy constantly, next life you will be there. So be careful. So one thing that is very, very subtle is your mind. So constantly you have to watch your mind, what it is doing. Am I going on hating others, criticizing others, thinking negatively about others? Then all those bad things I will be born in the next life, and I have to pass through that. The devotee is always alert. That what it says over here, you must be very, very alert. Another story from the Bhagavata I will tell you. In India, the kings were very learned type of people. And at the same time, they were very good, just kings. There was a king, and he used to rule the Vidarbha. Vidarbha, almost the central part of India. So he was the king of that place. His name was Nimi. And he used to appreciate all the learned peoples. There are many kings like that. 9 brothers came. They were Nava Yogi. Nava means 9. Yogi means the practicing the meditation. These 9 brothers, they came to visit the king. As per the system, tradition, you have to welcome them, give them good seat, offer them food and water, and when they are comfortable, then you have to ask some questions. That way you are serving them. If you are not asking the questions to the holy people, they don't feel good. Only for food and clothing, no, they don't like it. Because they have come to give you some knowledge, to distribute some knowledge. Whatever they have discovered through their meditation, they like to share it. So they go to the king's court because there will be learned people. So all these educated people, they are there. So these people, they give them the advices. By that way, the religion. So this Nava Yogi, 9 brothers, the Yogi brothers, they came. The king, he gave them all everything. Then he went on asking questions. And according to the seniority, they were replying. I am not going through that. I will only go to one question that the king Nimi asked. And one of the brothers, his name was Kabi, he is giving the reply. And he is mentioning over here, O honorable teachers, please tell us how to overcome these problems. What are the problems? 2 problems. Apasmriti and Viparjaya. What is apasmriti? Not thinking about the soul. We think about the body. Always, even in the winter, people are running. And they have to keep the body strong. They are running, and the poor dog is also running. And dog doesn't want that. But what to do otherwise? So, all the time they are very careful about the health. They are careful about the mind also. They will go and watch the movie and this and that, listening to the song and visiting the friends. They are all the time they are doing that. But what about the soul? No one is careful about it. No one knows about it. So that is called apasmriti, unaware about the soul. Another is Viparjaya. Viparjaya, considering by mistake this body and mind as the supreme thing. Constantly they are taking care of the body and the mind, and they think they will be always. to keep the mind alert. The people are taking the pills or solving some of the puzzles. The mind should be, but what about your soul? Do you meditate ever? What is that meditation? Of course, nowadays the people are talking about meditation, they try to do little, but what is the purpose of meditation? So, two problems to become a devotee. What is that? One is apasmriti, because we are unaware about our soul. And second is viparjaya. By mistake, we think we are this body and mind. Now the king Nimi, he is asking these 9 brothers, he is not telling you please tell, not like that. He is putting the question and then one of the brothers is giving the answer. So this, the Kabi, is the 5th one out of the 9. He says, O honorable teachers, please tell us how to overcome these problems. Then the Kabi, one of the 9 yogi brothers, replied, I shall surely tell you that which God Himself said. And that is, God Himself said in Sanskrit, Bhagavata Prokta. Bhagavata Prokta, the God Himself said, that process is known as Bhagavata Dharma. This is called Bhagavat Dharma. What is that? 11th Skanda, 2nd chapter, 36th verse of this Bhagavata, it says, Kayena Bacha Manasa. Kayena means physically, Bacha through the words, Manasa mentally, Indriyai. How many Indriyas are there? 5. Indriyai, Buddha, intellect, Atmana, mind, Karoti yad yad, Shakalam, whatever you are doing, Shakalam, Parasmai, Narayanaya, Samarpayet. You must dedicate at the feet of the Lord. What? The 3 actions. You know how we work? We work through 3. Kayena, Manasa, Bacha. I am not doing any harm to anyone. I am sitting here quietly. So I am a very holy man. Physically you are not doing, but mentally you are thinking all wrong things. Manasa, you are a terrible person. Because it's better to go physically and give a slap, that is okay. But mentally, if you are going on thinking negatively, and it goes and spread it so many places, that is a terrible thing. And bacha, through words, when you are telling the way that people get hearts. One young lady came to me, the Swamiji, can I spend the whole day in your ashrama? Why not? Come and stay here. But what is the reason? Then after a few days she told, she lives in an apartment, and when the husbands are going out for the job, the other ladies from the other apartments, they will come to her. And she is newly married, they will voluntarily they will go on advising her what you should do, what your husband is doing, you should do this, you should do that. And he said, it's a terrible thing. And if I say, I am all right, you need not to come, but they are so kind that they will come and almost crash the door. And so it is too much for me. So I don't like to be in that company. Every day it is a torture. And they will be criticizing me in different way. So I like to be here to spend. So when the husband is going out, I also come out. And then when his husband is entering, then I even go. So by that way, somehow I have to survive. And she was new in this country, she was not knowing. So this is the problem. These ladies are good. And they are thinking that they are devotee, they are going and helping. But the way they are helping, the words that they are using, that is hurting the others. You know, by that way, you are getting all sin. you will never get the blessings of God. We should be very, very careful, friends. We truly do many things, but again undo all our good deeds, not knowing what I should not do. That by three ways we work. And the karma phala, the action, is going to produce the result, whether you like it or not. No, I don't want that. No, it will come to you. If you say a wrong word and hurting someone, it is going back to you 10 times more, because you are giving it to the God. Whatever you offer to the God, God will return it back 10 times. I will give you an example. Those of you know the life of Sri Krishna. That Sri Krishna was a baby Krishna. Then one lady came and she wanted to kill that baby because that was and she came and applying the very dangerous, what's called the venom, the poison. And so that when the Krishna will try to suck the milk from her breast, the child will die. She came and told the mother, "Oh, your baby is so cute, so good. Can I just take him on my lap? And I am also a new mother. I want to feed little milk to your baby, if you allow." Then, okay. And the moment, you know the story of Putana? The moment she applied, she thought the baby will die. No, baby was Lord himself. Though in the small little, but he was the Lord. He cannot die. Rather, he sucked all the life from that lady. And then ultimately, she had to cry out. She was dead over there. But the same thing happened with the mother, foster mother. And when she was feeding the baby from her breast milk, she was thinking that I am in the heaven because of the touch of God. Why? Because she touched the God with motherly affection, motherly love, motherly care. And 10 times more she got back from the God. And that was a great joy for her. Putana touched God with enmity, with cruelty. Putana got back 10 times. God said, I am not doing anything. Whatever you give, I return back 10 times. That's all. If you give bad things, 10 times more bad will come back to you. If you give good things, 10 times more. There in our temple, in the Lemon temple, so they made one arrangement that the people will go on the top and pour water on the Shiva, not on the directly Shiva, on the temple itself. And the more you make it difficult, more people are encouraged to do. And one couple, $500. You have to give and register. And then they will climb on the top. Of course, they made all those things. And in America, everything, safety and everything was there. But you have to carry the water and then you have to pour. Before that, they invited me to speak. I told, see, don't invite me because I am a little different type. That will be different. No, you please come and encourage the devotee. I don't know whether they will be encouraged or not. But anyway, I will tell what is truth. And I told, you are carrying the water and then pouring on the temple as if to pour on the Shiva who is below inside. What is this? What you are actually giving to Shiva? Water? No, you are giving your karma phala. No. If it is bad karma phala, 10 times bad will come. If it is good karma phala, 10 times good. Now it is your decision. Many withdraw the names. They cancel the registration. No, we don't want. Then the temple authority told Swamiji, aapne kya kar diya? And so see, this is, have you noticed the person when he is dead? In the Hindu tradition, of course, here in America, they won't be able to do that. The body goes inside that. But in India, when on the pyre, and someone very close to the person deceased, then they will be carrying a load of water. and then it will be a little hole will be there. So the water is falling. He will turn 7 times. Then ultimately he will throw that, it will break. Then they will put the fire to that. But what is that water? Karma phala. And the idea is that man who is dead, he is all karma phala, he is living over here. So he is free from all bad karma phala and good karma phala. That is the idea. But karma phala is not going with the water. It will go with him only. So this is the work, and it says that kayena manasa vacha. So when we are working, we are not working only through physically. We are working through words. So never ever use any harsh words with anyone. If anyone get hurt because of my way of speaking, that generates bad thing for me. He may be, oh, I don't like to talk to this person if he speaks like that. That may be different, but you are unnecessarily, unknowingly harming your own spiritual growth just by telling the harsh words. And thought also. You have to think constantly in a positive way. And sometimes some people are behaving roughly. Oh, these people are like this and I should not talk to them. Not like that. You have to think, maybe he was disturbed that day. Maybe she was disturbed that day. Otherwise, all through she was so kind and friendly with me. Why that day? I should go and try to help her. Maybe she needs the company, something. Positively you are thinking. Whether you can help the person or not, it doesn't matter. But your positive thinking will help you. There are people all around. They are suffering. Can we help them? Maybe some friends, they make a small group, help them in different way. All benefit is coming to you. Don't think that if you don't help them, they will die. They will survive in their own way. Whether we are giving a bread or not, a blanket or not, it doesn't matter. But you will get back 10 times more. So who is a devotee? Very intelligent, very calculative. And he will never ever use his physical body to harm anyone. Why? Because that is all God. And if I harm, I am going to harm my God only. And friends, you know, those who have read the biography of Sri Ramakrishna, I will urge you, request you, please read the biography of Sri Ramakrishna. It's an unique life, demonstration in his own life. The 2 people, they were fighting on a boat in a Ganga. And Sri Ramakrishna was sitting far away on the bank. And when one person, he slapped strongly at the back of other, that mark came on Sri Ramakrishna's body. Can you imagine? The God felt that. This is a physical demonstration that if you are hitting someone, that goes to God only. And he cried out, "Oh God," and that reached to God. People saw the mark of the 5 fingers on his person. Can you imagine? So that is the way God feels. So be very, very careful. So when you are having some problem, some enemy, of course you have to fight back if they are enemy. Unnecessarily don't carry it away. When there is a election goes on, war goes on, a lot of wrong information they give in the society. We are carried away by that. Don't be. Because you have to step back and say, why they are saying like this? A few days before that was not there, suddenly now telling, that means there must be some reason. I am not with it. Good or bad, I will judge. Because everyone is nothing but God and I am a devotee. So what the devotee should do? Alert. What about alertness? God is everywhere. God is there. And I have to go to God only. Why? Because I want eternal happiness. I want eternal joy. And who can give me that? Only God. And how I will go? That Navayogi, the one of the Navayogis, he advised that you should be careful about your karma. Thank you, friends. Thank you for listening.
Swamiji, will you take a couple of questions?
I think it is, time is there. So if you have any question, I can try to answer.
Anybody has a question and remember what Swamiji said? We forgot. Ask questions. He's come to
Oh.
ask questions.
Do you have the microphone? Should I take it and pass it around?
In Sanskrit they say, pariprasnena sevaya. So if you are asking the proper questions to him, that is the seva. That is, you are actually doing service to him.
Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you for coming. And I have Prashna and Pratiprashna. I don't know whether they are related. My question is, this subject comes
Be a devotee.
Manmana Bhava Bhakto Madhyajiva Namaskaru twice in the Gita, the 9th chapter, the end of the chapter, and also in the 18th chapter, almost at the end it comes. And Bhagwan, Shri Krishna also says, Mera Bhakta Bano. And he tells everything about bhakti all over, but in 12th chapter, he says there are 33 qualities of bhakta you have to develop. And it starts from Adveshta. Adveshta Sarvabhutanam, Maitraha, Karuna, and all those 33 qualities. And one of the quality is Dhruda Nishchay. So how do we develop Dhruda Nishchay? We do some Nishchay resolutions in the beginning of the year, but we don't keep it up. So how do we develop this Dhruda Nishchay?
Dida Nishchaya.
Yeah, one question, and another question, it might not be related. In Kathopanishad, it is said, Yamai Vaishyam Gunte Tena Labhya. What does that mean? It says that whosoever selects it, it gets it. So, does the Lord have to select us, or we have to select God? How does it work?
Yeah. The first is Dida Nishchaya. Dida means absolutely taking the, Nishchaya means this is the firm decision that God is there and I am going to realize God. Whatever other people says and whatever happens around, I am not going to be deviated from that. That is called Dida Nishchaya. The firm conviction, firm decision that I am going to do it. Sometimes we take decision, then someone else will come and say something. Then, okay. Then let us wait, let us see. That way we always become very timid to accept. No, this is Dida Nishchaya. That's in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord said, unless and until you develop this quality, then it will be possible. Now, problem is, we have not seen God. We have not touched Him. But some people said, and in the scripture they said, and we have to believe it. So that is the problem. So Dida Nishchaya, the firm decision, it becomes difficult for us to take because always doubt is there. Why so many people are dying? If the God is just, why people? Then there is the main question the people will be asking. You say the God is the just and loving. Why so many people are dying? Even the children, they are dying in different parts of the world. What they did. So this type of question, doubt comes. But we have to understand, all goes with the karma phala. The child that passed away, he was supposed to be on that time to die. I do not know. I have not seen. But if you know that this is the thing, it happens, this way we can take the decision. There was a person, again in Assam, he was a rich man, and he used to come to the ashramas, and whenever I'll be giving the talk and then invite for question answer, he is the first person, he will ask question, how we can get the peace, happiness. And then he will look around that, see, I have asked the question. And the same question almost everywhere, every time. Then I knew him. So then one day I told him, you have a 3-storied building, right? So he said, yes. I told, if you donate, you get peace. So you and your wife, and there is no one, so you stay in 1 floor and 2 floors you donate to Ramakrishna Mission, 75% peace will come to you. And after, when you die, then if you give the whole building to Ramakrishna Mission, 100%. He said, I don't need that type of peace. I told, okay. No. So when I gave the answer to him in this way, because I knew him. But the new people were thinking, why Swamiji gave the answer in that way? Because I knew that man is like that. He is not going to listen to any reply. This is only fun for him to ask and to show that I am somebody here. So we do not know the past of many people. Suddenly the man, apparently he was not good, is getting all benefits in the society. And we think, my God, why he should get? And a good person is suffering. Why he should suffer? If we knew the past, we could immediately understand, as Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna could do that. So, Dridha Nishchaya, why this word has been used? Because this doubt, because I have not seen God, I have only heard about God. Even then, I am taking it for granted 100%. It must be true, and I am sticking to realize the path of God. That is I must realize the God. So that is the reason the Lord has used this word. It's so difficult to take this firm decision when you do not know. You have to believe. Now the faith, the belief. Again in Andaman, the one Calcutta, the High Court judge came, and he was telling the Swamiji, everything is good, but when you people ask to believe, that is the problem. Why should we believe? We must judge, we must see, ourselves we should know, then only we'll believe. But you were asking us to believe. I told, sir, you are a High Court judge, so I should be careful when giving reply, because the High Court judge can declare the court anywhere. So that is applicable. I told, just with the fun I told. When you were flying from Calcutta to Port Blair, did you test all the papers of those 2 people sitting in the cockpit before boarding the flight? No, you believed. When the lady and the air hostess, she was giving the coffee or tea to you or water, did you test that, whether it is already contaminated or not? No, you believed. This bodyguard, he is having the gun and standing just at your back. And you know that he is not going to kill you, he is going to protect you. You believed. It may be different. Each and every step of your life, of our life, we believe. Including the lady whom I called my mother all through my life, I believed. I didn't take the DNA test and all that. Then only I will call you mother after test. No. We believed. Whole life we are believing only. And why not believe that there is God? When the personality like Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna says, or the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, or the great religious personalities who never took anything, but they told it is there, believe it. Why can't we believe that? So faith should be there. For God realization, you have to have the faith. So this word, the firm realization, resolution, that I am going to realize God. Whatever may be the other arguments, I don't bother. And your second part of the question in the Kathopanishad, that you have to choose and God will also choose. It goes in this way. If you don't choose the God, then how God will choose you? Like this, no? I have chosen the Atman. I know the Atman is all pervading. And I am going to realize that Atman someday. Now, when I was a small little boy, and the mother told, go and share your candy with the other friends, so I was hesitant. But when I grow, then I feel that they are all my own. I am doubtful about the other people. But the more you grow, the more you know these people are good people all around me, they are going to help me. So the knowledge, the more knowledge expands, more you can love and have faith in people, right? Similarly, I know the Atman is there in every being. At this moment, I know all these people are good people, they're friendly, they're here to help me, no one is going to hurt me. This is my understanding and realization. But when you become in the position of the Lord Jesus or Buddha or Chaitanya or Sri Ramakrishna, then you see everything is nothing but that consciousness. So you have to choose and stick to that. Both the questions are related to each other. You have to choose and then you have to stick. And the practice is these three. I am not going to hurt anyone by physically, mentally, and through words. Thank you. Yeah.
Guruji, Namaste Pranam. Thank you so much for coming. I have a question. I really liked your, and also I respect that whenever anybody is praying, the important thing is that they are praying and we participate. And I have gone into a mosque, I've gone into a church, and I have meditated and prayed. Only problem is whenever I go there, people think that they want to convert me. They take my enthusiasm or they take my bhakti or take my faith and they mistake it and say, oh, now we want to convert you. So, and then I do not know how to gently tell them no without hurting their feelings.
No. This is okay. So it is their problem, not your problem. Isn't it? But they are thinking that they like to, making their members more. So it happens like this. So it is their problem, not your problem. So two girls, after attending the prayer, they came to me in Andaman. And in Andaman, very few people. You don't see people, so that's the problem. So, and they came and they saw me sitting in a chair and looking at the sea, enjoying the sea breeze after the breakfast. And they came with a book, the small book, and they told, please read it and you will get peace. I noticed that book. It's a religious. I told, see, I am already in peace. Why should I have to read that book? So I am all right. Then he said, no, if you read and follow this particular religion, you will go to heaven. I said, ma'am, have you visited heaven? She told, no. Then how do you know that there is a running water is there or not? Electricity is all right or not? What are the facilities? Without knowing why you are propagating, you first visit the heaven, then come down and tell me. Then she told, but then why religion? I said, that is the question. You have to ask yourself and to your master. Then they left. So like that it always happens. There is no problem. You should go, you should pray, like Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna used to go to the church and pray to God, Lord, how the people worshipping you as Jesus, as the God eternal, I like to know that. Please let me know. He used to go and pray like the Sufis and singing the bhajan of the Islamic. I like to know why people they say Anal Haq. So that is the great devotee. And he is still Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. So we should go, that Swami Vivekananda, if you read that, excellent way he is expressing. If I could memorize that, I could tell that. He is telling, I like to go and kneel down along with the Christians in a church. I like to go with the Buddhist and meditate in the cave. And I like to go and bow down with the Muslims and pray. And then I like to meditate like the Vedantin on Soham. It is all same. So this is very good. And they think, oh, and you know that you are so good, I was thinking I will take you to Chicago. That is what to do. So wonderful bhajan you can sing if there is a devotee like that.
So do we have any other question?
You told that don't hurt anybody by what you have done. Sometimes when I was this young, I didn't do my homework. My teacher hurting me. Is that
And teacher is not hurting you. Teacher rectifying you. The teachers, when the teacher particularly, in this country I have heard that the students, you should not physically give any punishment or anything like that. But in our country at our time, that was the norm. You have to use the stick to make him all right. So they used to do that. But they don't hurt actually, they rectify us. Even the mothers will be with the big eyes, they will, hey, you should not do this, you should. It's not hurting, it's rectifying us. Hurting means you are making that particular person crippled by those words, by those behaviors, and that is called hurting. So we know that what is hurting and rectifying.
sometimes God gives us punishment and we thought
Now we thought, but that is not actually the hurting. It's all rectification. The student may think that he is hurting me, but actually it is a rectification process in different way. In this country they will ask the baby to go and face the white wall and sit for some time. And the naughty boy, what he will do, it's a great punishment to look at the white wall. So it is not hurting, it is rectifying. Yes.
Maharaj, I have a question. So you are explaining like it is in our philosophy we can understand suffering in the world by the concept of rebirth. That if a person is born and having unnecessary suffering which is not explainable by this life, there might be some past karma. But not every religion or philosophy believe in the rebirth concept. So when you have friends who are from those religions, how do you explain that even suffering has a purpose, which our philosophy explains that
Correct.
if you do suffer, some of your negative work is getting dissolution, so you are getting good karma phala
Correct.
over process. But the people who doesn't abide by this philosophy, for them it is hard to comprehend why certain part of the world is suffering for the last 2 decades.
Yeah, that is true. But again, I will say it is as a process. Slowly they grow up and then they understand that this is the religion is also is a process, and then they understood it. In the beginning, when the people they saw the strong wind uprooting the trees and carrying it, they thought this is the God, so powerful. So they started worshipping the wind god. Then they saw the ocean, the huge waves. They started worshipping the ocean. They saw the mountain touching the sky. They thought that is the God. They worshipped. So by that way the conception of God came, more powerful. Then slowly, as the advancement of the civilization, people understanding started clearing, and this way religion also developed. Now if you look at the Ramachandra, He never ever said in the whole Ramayana, he never said, go and meditate. Take the holy name of God. Not a single time in the Ramayana. Why? Because that time it was not necessary. All people, majority of the people were good. So it was not necessary for Ramchandra to teach them religion. Rather, he was giving a shape of the society. How the brothers should have the relation, the king and the subject relation, that's it. But at the time of Krishna, already the society, developed society came, and it was necessary for the Lord that time to teach them religion. So he is giving in the Bhagavad Gita all these different teaching. But did you notice at the time of Krishna also, maximum people, majority of the people didn't accept him as God. Only a very few handful they accepted Krishna as God. And to have that, he had to show so many miracles. He had to lift the whole hill on the finger and doing this, doing that, only to get the attraction. God is not in the sky. God can be in a human form. So if you see the development of the spirituality and the history of spirituality, this time people started believing, a few of them, the Krishnastu Bhagavan Sayam. That was the first time they said, Krishna is the God, because he is so powerful and he can lift the hill, he can do this, he can do that. Many people, they thought, oh, this is all miracles. These are all the magic that he is showing. Arjuna saw the huge figure of the Krishna. The same thing he showed to Duryodhana also. But Duryodhana told, oh, he is showing the magic, bind him. So people were different time. The religion is developing. Then in the modern time, the religion developed, and there the Vedanta developed. What is the Vedanta? The conception of consciousness present in everything. Previously they used to offer the human head at the feet of the God. Many places, many civilizations, that was the thing they practiced. Now, people will never think in that way. This time, the Lord came, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, who himself announced, he who was Rama, he who was Krishna, now in this age, in this body as Sri Ramakrishna. At the time of Sri Rama, he took the bow and arrow. At the time of Krishna also he organized all this war. At the time of, as a Ramakrishna, it was not necessary because the society has developed. So what was necessary? The clear understanding about religion. So he gave the Vedanta. And Vedanta has duality, non-duality. The God with form, without form. But you must understand this. Why? You are not the physical body. You are not the mind. If you think that you are the physical body and mind, you will suffer. All the animals, they are only thinking their physical body and the mind. So this development is coming. And Vedanta is the ultimate, present day, ultimate development on religion, that everything is like this. And then they gave the reply to the suffering. Why? Right same time, one baby was born in a rich man's family, another was born in a poor man's family. From the beginning, the poor man's son started suffering, but rich man's son started enjoying. Is this accident? It cannot be. There must be cause and effect. What is that cause? Something this baby, who is now in the rich man's house, did, so now he is enjoying. And that did something wrong, so he is suffering. So cause and effect we are applying for to get the answer, otherwise there is no answer. We say accident. There is no accident actually. A situation, then it becomes like that. Someone is going on texting while driving. So that became the accident. So that is not the accident. The cause is he was not alert. So we are suffering because of the past karma. We are enjoying because of the past karma. This is more scientific to understand. Those who are not understanding should understand, should know that this is the way we can understand. Otherwise, just having some faith and continuing, that is up to them what to do. So if you say in that way, it is up to them. Just a second, one thing. In the Hindus, they don't allow people to come to temple if somebody has passed away in the house or there is a birth in the house. Now, in olden days, the Hindus, they used to have a temple and all around the people in the village. And they used to have the birth or the death in the home itself. Immediately after the birth or after the death, the bacteria that is coming out, that is affecting the members of the family. If they are going to the temple, they will carry all the germs, and that may be in the whole village, it will be problem for them. That's why they say it, after the birth or after the death, 13 days or 15 days, you people should not come, the members of that family. Try to understand that. That was the situation of the society, and for a particularly hygienic thing, Hindus said you should not come like this. Now, uncle passed away in Bombay, and the niece was not allowed to enter into the temple in Chicago. So the niece came to me, why they are not allowing me? I told, because the priest that you have brought, and she gave a lot of money to the temple. And now she is telling, what is it? In my temple they are not allowing me, because the priest is not educated. Priest is holding back the same idea, 13 days. That why 13 days? That he doesn't know. So we have to understand that. Shall we stick to that 13 days and somebody is dying in India and we are not going to temple here? No, not like that. We have to understand why they did it. And when you understand that, it becomes really appreciating. They, in those days, they thought in this way and they applied this. Now it is not necessary. Sometimes, I will just say this story and conclude. Tradition, how the family tradition comes. One young lady was married and her mother and aunties told, you are going to the new family, you should observe everything. Whatever they do, remember, that is the tradition of that family. When you grow, you have to continue that. The lady was alert and she came and she saw, before entering into the house, they have tied a black cat with a rope on the window. So the cat was there and the black cat. She looked at it and noticed it. When she became the mother, her son became grown up. Then after his marriage, she told, no. In our tradition, there must be a black cat tied in the window. Then only the wife should come. In fact, that cat was making the trouble, so someone tied him, and that the lady saw, and she thought that is the tradition. Shall we continue that? No. So we have to understand what we should continue and what we should not. 3 things. We should not hurt anyone through 3 different ways. Mind and the word and also physically. That is eternal. Every time, all through. But these type of things are not necessary. But if someone likes to continue tying the black cat, let him continue. What to do?
So in the interest of time, I think this will be the last question.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, Swamiji. One of the questions I have is kind of ties to me and maybe to many other people. I'm basically a skeptic. When I was young, parents would take me to the temple, I'd go through the rituals, but nothing would sink in. Started my education in a Catholic school, got a dose of that too. So then, the first time it kind of hit me was when after my father passed away, went to Srima's house in Bhagavaja with my sister-in-law. And it hit me, I've been here before. and it's all in white marble now. I said, no, this all used to be black. The house was broken down, and I remember coming here in a horse-drawn carriage. And then I said, there was an old lady up there, and I was playing around as a little boy. I tripped on her legs. She was sitting with her legs stretched out. I tripped, fell, and she picked me up. And this was, clear as day. I wasn't daydreaming and anything. So some of the people in the white guards, I think the brahmacharis, they said, oh yeah, the black thing, come here. There's still some of that black. So took me to some rooms behind. So that experience kind of left in my mind that science does the way I'd learned, it does not explain everything. So there's something happening in my life. That lady was Srima. She had passed away. There's no way I would have seen her. And yet I remember her accent and everything.
Oh, wow.
The horse-drawn carriage, after I was born, there were no horse-drawn carriages. People would go around in Kolkata. And the only constant things, the basti was there, the building still kind of looked the same, with some changes. And since that time, I think when I go visit a church somewhere, Srima kind of tells me I'm here also. So some of the things that you were telling me, kind of, I can feel it. I'm not saying that I sense it. Still, as a scientist, I can't explain that. But what attracts me is in the logical form of finding out, questioning who am I, and then answering those questions. I prefer that because I don't have to believe anything.
Right.
So I just wanted you to,
I'm
I
so
want to tell you a little bit about my experience, and I don't know.
excellent.
If it makes any sense to anybody else.
See, of millions of people, only this handful of people, you are interested to listen to the holy talks. Why? So many people are there. They are having time, but still they don't get interest to come. That was also the question by the Uddhava to Bhagavan Krishna. How I will know that I am developing sattva guna, the best quality within me. And Krishna told, when you will feel interest to listen to my talk, when you will feel homely with other devotees, know your sattva guna has increased. Sattva guna is the best quality, and after that divine qualities. So we can tell ourselves, not boasting, but with confidence, yes, we have developed sattva guna. Of all these millions of people who will be going to this playground, all to the other places, but at least we go to listen to the holy talks. And not only that, hours together you are sitting and listening. So that means you are liking it. That shows that you have developed sattva guna. Don't go back. Don't go back. It's so difficult to raise up to this. Human birth is a very precious. And in that again, thought about God, very, very difficult. And now when we have got these two, the line we have to cross with the help of the blessings of the holy person, the God, the Guru. When they were singing the Guru, that Guru will help you. Guru that remove your mistakes, and then you will see that you are that blessed one. We are not going to get anything. It is already there. Only thing, we are not finding it. And one day it will be there. So we have come to 2 steps. Don't go back. Keep it up. Continue it. Thank you.